Hello, you're watching Max TV again. Today, we have prepared an enormous collection with the most incredible and spectacular moments from the world of animals which were captured on camera. Get ready to witness friendly wild animals, funny situations, the most touching animal rescues, battles, and even fierce and cruel attacks. We have gathered all the newest and most amazing videos from the world of animals. All you have to do is start watching. Let's go! When you can't overcome the obstacle yourself, a caring mother will always come to the rescue. I was just shocked to see how this hare mother hides its bunnies. One needs to think a lot to do such a thing, and its home is isolated right next to the road. The hare completely buries the babies with sand, and when it's time to feed them, it digs up, feeds them, and buries them again. Brazen seagulls are always on duty. They can steal your food at any moment. And this man decided to teach them a hard lesson and scattered French fries behind the windshield of his car. You can see the result with your own eyes. And these creatures love milk very much, and always stand next to the owner during milking. Warm milk directly from under the cow is the most delicious. Mom and Dad were just stunned when their son brought home a real-life wild squirrel. The animal was calmly hanging in the boy's hand and shows no signs of aggression, just like a domestic cat. The parents asked to let the squirrel go, which was done very soon. The man could not understand what was happening with his mosquito net. He began to wait and saw a bird that flew in from time to time and brazenly destroyed his net. I think it'll have a very comfortable nest. Such an incredible moment was filmed at the bird market. The boy watched as birds of prey flew over their cages, hoping to catch something edible with their claws right on the street. Just look, the boy managed to catch a hawk with his bare hands. He was lucky since the predator was not particularly aggressive. The little catcher picked up the bird by both wings and released it by throwing it into the air. I think everyone's been bitten by bees at least once in their life. Did you know that by shaking off the bee from the bite site, it'll definitely leave its sting in your skin and 100% will die? In order for the bee to survive, you need to wait. The bee will just walk in circles until it pulls out the sting itself, and only in this way he'll be able to survive after the bite. This man on a snowmobile decided to conquer a steep slope. He confidently rushes up, but the most terrible thing awaits him at the very top. I have to say that I see this for the first time. Such a super smart dog goes shopping with a basket to the market. The dog knows exactly what to buy. It approaches the right seller and points at the product with its paw. Sellers are already well aware of such an unusual buyer. They take the money from the basket and then put the change and the goods to him. It looks very unusual, and it's definitely the smartest dog in the world. The pelican tried to eat this cute capybara, but quickly realized that it could not swallow such a large creature. This is an easy technique to catch a seagull on the beach without leaving the car. It's enough to give them a few crackers and then grab it with your hand. The funniest thing is the frightened eyes of the bird. These horses decided to compare the impact of their hooves. Turning their asses to each other, the horses began to strike. The funniest thing is, when one of the horses tried to bite the second by the tail, it miraculously avoided a blow to the head, and the wooden fence was less lucky. This dog urgently needs to walk with a giant stick across a narrow bridge, and there are no other options for it. After several unsuccessful attempts, the dog still figured out how to do it. In a strong wind, the funny cat thought that it was in the water and started moving its paws. This very large catfish was caught by people in the boat. Pretty quickly, they managed to pull it up to the surface of the water. People were shocked. They did not even believe in their luck, but it was too early to rejoice. A huge crocodile attacked right from under the boat. Now we have a very funny moment. This cow decided to drink from the pool, but could not resist and jumped right into the water. The children weren't particularly scared, and the cow found a way out pretty quickly. Yes, feeding the seagulls with bread from the mouth turned out to be a very bad idea. And this goat tree is quite a rare sight in Morocco. Why they all got in there and how they keep their balance is not clear. During a fishing trip, this man noticed an owl that got tangled and hung up on a fishing line. After a successful rescue, the bird flies away. Do you think a rat can get through the drain system of your toilet and appear there at the most inopportune moment? Scientists have conducted a whole study, and it turned out that a rat can do it easily. Its ribs are hinged on its spine, which allows it to easily squeeze through the tightest spaces, for example, in pipes draining water from the toilet. Rats are also great swimmers, so they can hold their breath for up to 3 minutes, so be careful. Do you know that bear cubs are always born in the den in winter? These babies were born only 3 to 4 weeks ago, but then something terrible happened. A tree fell on their den, and the frightened bear ran away to look for a new place to sleep. Unfortunately, it forgot about the newborn babies, leaving them alone in the cold. A few more hours and they would have completely frozen. It's good that their cries were heard by hunters. They decided to take the cubs home, where they start feeding them milk and a special mixture. They were then taken to a special center for bears. When the cubs grow up and get stronger, they will be released back into the wild. I can't even believe what people in America went to for the sake of saving a seagull that got tangled up on a high voltage line. Not only did they shut down the whole line, but they also lifted a rescue helicopter into the air. The bird was successfully rescued. The woodpecker seems to have a very bad day. As you can see, it transformed the entire tree into tiny pieces. I think there were a lot of delicious larvae in the tree, otherwise it wouldn't have spent so much effort. And I have to say it looks impressive, especially the pile of sawdust under the tree. This is what the world's first skydiver cat looks like. It jumps from an airplane with a parachute, and it looks like it's not scared at all. It definitely enjoys jumping. It's hard to believe that wild deer can get so used to people that they simply have no fear. What a super friendly deer. It looks just like a big pet dog. Now take a look at what one little animal can do in the store. As you probably know, sea snakes usually avoid humans, but in search of a mate, they become very active and potentially aggressive. I don't know what this man felt, but the moment when the snake almost climbed on his board was very dangerous. And these travelers found a moose that had fallen through the snow and ice of a winter stream. It could not get out, but after using a shovel, they made a path for the moose, so the poor creature successfully got out and ran into the forest. And this impudent cat is just enjoying its life. Deer can really lick it to death. I wonder who managed to teach these sheep to walk in such an even formation. They look strangely perfect. As soon as he got into the path of an angry rhinoceros with a cub, the man was able to climb on a tree, which saved his life. It's good that the rhinos quickly realized that there was no particular danger and decided to leave. This crazy deer crashed into the front door of an apartment building in the USA at full speed. The hostess was just in shock. After that, the deer jumped into the basement and began to destroy everything that was there. This can only be seen in the waters of the Gulf of Mexico. That's where mabula rays live. In addition to the ability to swim superbly, mabula rays can fly. They often jump out of the water for several meters while making a whole series of jumps from time to time. It's a pleasure to watch this because numerous somersaults and pirouettes performed by stingrays are a very rare sight. This kamikaze bear is stuck on top of an electric light pole next to insulators and high voltage lines. Employees of the power supplying company were called to help, but all they could do was just persuade the young bear to come down. It looks like it listened to them and went down. And these birds are called hooded grebes, and they have the most unusual and ridiculous mating dance that you have ever seen. Such a fluffy 200-kilogram crocodile lives in the house of an Indonesian family as a pet. Muhammad Ivan bought a newborn crocodile in 1997 for $2 Australian. Now, after more than 2 decades, it continues to live in their house and has become a real family favorite. Just take a look at how a glass frog guards its eggs with larvae. It disguised itself and will sit with them until they hatch and fall into the water. This unique case was filmed in Florida in the middle of a cypress swamp. The crocodile got stuck on a wooden bridge. It was smart enough to get out, but after moving forward a few meters, it fell into the same trap again. The recording ends, but I think it managed to get out of this sinister bridge. Now we have a parasite shark, which you definitely haven't heard of. It regularly eats meat from the largest sharks and aquatic mammals. Now, get ready to witness the Brazilian glowing shark. This is a fish the size of a herring, from which all the alpha predators of the ocean have a heart attack. Its teeth are huge, and in order to eat, it's enough for it to bite off a couple of pieces from someone alive. Opening its mouth wider, this parasite makes a powerful bite with its lower jaw, literally gnawing off a piece of flesh from a living creature. Having cut off a portion of meat, such a devil swims away, leaving deep wounds on the body of the unfortunate animal with a diameter and depth of 5 to 10 centimeters. And this caiman turtle is firmly stuck among the rocks on the shore of the reservoir. It took the man more than 15 minutes to get out of the poor creature, otherwise it would have died of hunger. While dealing with these turtles, you need to be very careful. The huge bite force of its jaws can instantly deprive you of your fingers. This wasp landed on the wrong flower. The trap slowly slammed shut, and nothing will help the wasp. Meet Teddy. He is a puppy of 1.5 years old. He loves outdoor activities, but especially riding a bike with his owner in a special bag. When the temperature rises above 30, even moose urgently need to cool down. This moose simply enjoys such a lovely shower. It turns out that seagulls steal not only food, but they can easily steal your phone, so be careful. For his sheep, this man decided to hang a punching bag in the yard. He didn't even think that his pets would like this toy so much. The sheep did not leave the bag all day long. At first, I thought it was really a python that threw its rings on a white car, but then I realized that it was a beautiful staging, perhaps during the filming of a movie. Did you know that snakes sometimes try to eat themselves? They can just swallow their tail. This happens most often with royal snakes because they eat other snakes in the wild. I wonder what would happen if the snake was not helped in such a situation, because the tail can begin to digest. This great moment was filmed from a hotel room in Florida. The bathing man doesn't even seem to notice that the shark is interested in him. The predatory fish circled around, and the man was lucky that it lost interest in him and swam away. Are you interested in how a beaver destroys a tree? This is an unusual night sight. The toothy animal slowly but surely gnawed the tree from all sides until it broke and fell. It'll now serve as part of its dam. This little goat loves to ride a horse very much. In Canada, after throwing a dead trout into the lake, the eagle does not have to wait long. It's right there. This funny moment will definitely make you smile. 20 identical-sized puppies eat from their plates. It's obvious that they can't all be from one dog, probably from several, and were born almost on the same day. It looks very funny. Two fishermen in Canada, while descending the river, noticed a moose whose baby was sitting in the water and could not get out on the steep bank. It's good that the moose did not behave aggressively, and when the fishermen approached, it calmly retreated into the forest and allowed its baby to be saved. That's what can happen to the pony's hooves if they are not cut off in time. Now it looks like some old twisted sandals. Now you can witness the professional work of a real master and the wonderful results. This unusual sight was filmed in Australia. Even locals rarely get to see a female wolf spider carrying its babies. For those who are afraid of a spider, the sight may seem disgusting, but this caring mother carries and protects all little spiders in such a way. 5 wild elephants came too close to the village and got stuck on the steep concrete bank of the river. People shouted and tried to drive the elephants away from their fields, but elephants were frightened and simply could not overcome this slippery concrete barrier. They managed to get out of the river on the other side. This poor turtle that got stuck head down in some kind of lake drain and had to be rescued by people. This man was very afraid to get his hands on the reptile, fearing its powerful jaws. He decided to tie a rope to its tail, but it got stuck very badly, so he managed to pull the turtle out only with his hands. It's a good thing it didn't bite anyone. This man from Malaysia filmed a snake balancing on a high-voltage electric line, trying to catch a small bird in his backyard. The snake balanced and moved along the cable, but it failed to catch the bird and was left with nothing. Albinos are very rare among different animals, but I witnessed a white moose for the first time. Hiding in the forest is probably very difficult for this animal. It can be seen from afar. But the most incredible thing is its horns, which are also completely white. In the south of Thailand, a huge wild python climbed onto the dashboard of a car. The reptile climbed into a white pickup truck at night when the owner parked it near his house. When he got behind the wheel the next day to go to work, he immediately heard a chilling hissing. To pull out a huge reptile had to disassemble the floor of the car. A surveillance camera captured the moment when a foster pet cat saved a 1-year-old child from falling down a steep flight of stairs. Now this case occurred in Colombia. This is not a cat, but a real babysitter. This woman is called Holly. She woke up in the middle of the night from numerous warnings from her surveillance camera. When she saw a bear trying to get into her chicken coop, she was just shocked. The bear tried to gnaw off the door to the chickens with its teeth, but it was locked very securely. The woman ran up to the window and shouted at the uninvited guest, who ran away in complete panic. If you live in Australia, always check your shoes in the morning because you can expect such an unpleasant surprise there. People called the snake catcher who successfully got the snake and said that if the snake had not been touched, it could have remained inside the shoe for several days. When the mother takes her babies out of the nest, they line up in a chain and each one holds the base of the tail of the one in front with its teeth, and the first one holds the tail of the mother. It looks amazing. And the main thing is that this train is very strong, and despite the obstacles in their way, no one comes off and gets lost. Did you know that for proper nutrition, one adult wasp eater destroys up to 5 wasp nests a day? A chick needs about 1,000 larvae, so if the bird fails to get them, they hunt frogs, lizards, and small rodents. These masks are used to protect the eyes of the horse from insects, which are very annoying to animals, especially in the summer heat. Horses can see everything perfectly through these masks. Today, these fishermen have a very successful fishing. As you can see, their catch is simply incredible. Do you know what kind of fish it is? Write it in the comments below. In my opinion, this is the biggest snail in the world. This tiger, calmly resting in the water, noticed several deer on the riverbank. The predator's instinct immediately makes it get up and start quietly sneaking up on the prey. It all looks very strange, since the deer definitely see it, but they are in no hurry to run away. After that, the tiger sat in an ambush and waited for the right moment. Probably, it wanted the deer to approach it, but its tactics did not work. The deer went away, and the tiger definitely did not want to run after them. After catching the fish, an unpleasant surprise awaited the boy. The snake under the stones also decided that it was its prey. It's clearly not going to let go, but later, it still had to. This kind woman has 5 disabled dogs that she takes care of, and they live a happy life every day. There are no limits and boundaries. The white dog's name is Speedy, he loves to run fast, and often turns over on his wheelchair. Guests near the pool were shocked after the dog ran through the water. How is this possible? And now we have something unusual. These babies grab their mother's tail all together. It is surprising that during all the maneuvers, none of the kids fell off. This unusual long worm with a hammer-shaped head was filmed by people in their backyard after cutting grass in Louisiana. The man was confused because he had never seen anything like it. Do you know what kind of creature it is? 2 bear cubs somehow fell into a tree that was hollow. They could not get out of a small hole. Rescuers arrived on time, and with the help of a chainsaw, they freed the poor fellows. The bear was walking along the highway with a metal coffee can on its head. The 3-year-old adult male bear looked healthy with no signs of injury. Rescuers put the bear to sleep, waited 10 minutes until it calmed down, carefully cut the jar and removed it from the head. The bear was saved. This lizard really wants to eat this cockroach, but such a slippery surface is not working in its favor. It looks very funny. The way this monkey takes food from the puppy only causes a smile and laughter. And here is a charming baby zebra. I'm sure you've definitely never seen such a thing before. The unique spotted coat distinguishes it from all the others. This video was made in the Masai Mara Nature Reserve in Kenya. The paw of this bear cub got stuck in a trap set by poachers. Most likely the trap was set for a polar fox, and the bear cub was just unlucky. The bear cub's mother and its brother were nearby, but they could not help in any way. They only prevented people from approaching the trap. After several shots into the air, they managed to drive the bear away. Listening to this baby cry during the rescue was simply unbearable. The mother had been wandering around all this time and waiting for salvation. And here it is, a happy ending. The bear cub is released and runs to its mother. I've never seen an animal that loves corn as much as this cat. This guy was riding a motorcycle when he saw a baby kangaroo fall out of its mom's bag. The kangaroo didn't even notice it and ran away. The man did not remain indifferent. He found the baby and took it to its home. They feed it there and will release it into the wild very soon. And this family just stopped by a small pond to fish a bit. The woman clearly films her husband fishing, and all their attention is focused on the artificial fish. But look, a meter away from them, you can see the head of a huge alligator in the water. When they saw it, everyone immediately ran away from the dangerous water. And this bear decided to take a shortcut and cross the bridge, but everything did not go according to plan. Seeing the approaching cars, the bear got scared and decided to hide under the bridge at a high altitude. It quickly realized that it was trapped at an altitude of 25 meters. In such a situation, the bear could only count on a miracle, and this miracle turned out to be rescuers. They stretched a large net under the bear, but it was in no hurry to jump into it. Having put the bear to sleep with a dart, it was successfully lowered to the ground. Everything went well. This funny pet monkey was tried to be separated from its owner. Its emotions cause only laughter. And here's how Mom Possum carries 5 of its babies. The main thing for kids is to hold on and not fall. A small snake swallowed an equally small egg in a second. This stray dog almost turned into dinner for a huge python that was slowly crawling across the road. The dog simply did not notice it and stepped on the reptile's back. This case was filmed in Bangkok, and it's good that the python did not react and the dog just continued on its way. After finishing his shift, Dave Waltz heard unusual screams from a deep concrete pit. The man lowered a ladder into the pit, but the bear cub did not understand what to do with it at first. By the way, the mother of this bear cub was standing nearby and watching everything. Finally, the bear figured out how to use the stairs and began to climb up. Slowly, the baby still scrambled up the stairs and confidently ran to its mother. As you can see, playing on a golf course where alligators live nearby is very dangerous. This small alligator escaped with a golf ball on a course in North Carolina. The ball could not be saved. The kid caught a duckling somewhere near the house and brought it to show his mother. The children are happy with the new toy, but Mom asks them to let it go and not torment it. The boy listened and released the duckling, but just look what happened. It was immediately attacked by a hawk. In slow motion, you can see it better. And this wildebeest decided to play Russian roulette with a crocodile. It is noticeable that it's exhausted and injured, but it is not clear why it came so close. Fortunately for the wildebeest, the crocodile turned out to be full. It was just sunbathing in the sun and did not react to food. And this is just a fun moment as a pangolin takes mud baths. Pangolins are extremely charming animals, but the most interesting thing is that they can eat up to 70 million insects in a year. At this moment, the raven tries to mock the squirrel that found something edible in the yard of the house. It seems that the crow is not interested in food. It is always trying to peck the squirrel while getting slapped in return. It's not clear how it ended. The photographer was bored and he turned off the camera. And these birds have a very unusual mating dance. 2 males decided not to fight as is customary in the wild. They both take turns dancing in front of the female to attract its attention. I think it liked both of them. In Brazil, an armadillo came out right on the road to greet people. Just look. While feeling threatened, this animal instantly curls up into an armored ball, which is simply unreal to open. People took it to the bushes, where it will continue its journey when it realizes that the danger is past. Dogs that don't like eye contact behave that way. The next moment was filmed in a national park in Alaska. The curious bear decided to climb on the plane, which it obviously really liked. The bird swam around the fisherman's rods. From afar, it seemed that there was something wrong with it, and soon it accidentally got hooked. When it was pulled up to the shore to release the wing, it immediately became clear that the bird was attacked by an octopus. People helped it, now it can do fishing and flying, and the nasty octopus was punished. This man collided with a grizzly bear, which he saw just a few meters away. They definitely caught each other off guard. The guy was definitely in complete shock. Scientists have bred unusual worms that are able to eat plastic. This is only possible because special bacteria have been integrated into their digestive system. In Thailand, a huge king cobra was hiding under the hood of a white Mazda. Rescuers promptly arrived at the scene and managed to safely extract the reptile, and it's good that it didn't have time to bite anyone. This nimble squirrel performed an incredible escape from the lynx, but the predatory cat also demonstrated incredible agility. These people quickly rushed to the abandoned pit with dirty water as soon as they found out that a wild pig was swimming in it. They repeatedly tried to pull out the animal with a rope. Fortunately, they managed to safely pull the pig out of the water. The pig immediately ran away. Installing the barrel on a rope was a very good idea. The domestic ram has something to do now, and there is no need to injure anyone. The cow stuck in the mud had to be pulled out with the help of a tractor. Hooking a rope around the neck, the cow was successfully extracted alive and well. After this moment, representatives of the Environmental Service of British Columbia began an investigation because the man in these frames decided to jump on the back of an elk and ride on horseback. Whether this insolent man was found or not remains a mystery. This funny moment was filmed in a watering hole. This lazy creature was so busy with the delicious water that it didn't even notice how a gar took the queue behind it to quench its thirst. After seeing the horned animal, it simply disappeared. And I can't imagine how this is possible. This leopard quenches its thirst at a watering hole with 2 deer. Predators and prey behave very calmly. No one attacks anyone, and they just drink water peacefully and calmly at a distance of several meters. In this video, all the workers hid in some room behind glass as an angry leopard broke into their factory. The predatory cat even tried to break through the glass to people, but nothing came of it. Soon, the predator independently found a way out and ran away. Driving cows into a van for transportation is a very difficult task. The dogs tried very hard, but the cows were stubborn and did not want to enter the cage. As you can see, dogs were even attacked. Angry cows can easily use their horns and cause serious injuries. But in the end, they managed to fulfill the task, and all the cows got into the van. Seeing an empty pizza box, the guy was very surprised, but when he saw a seagull flying away with his pizza in its beak, he was just shocked. He had no chance to eat pizza. Such a crazy seagull snatched the food right out of his hands. Then a real fight started between the seagulls for this piece of pizza. Yes, it can be very difficult to keep a dog on a leash, especially when it has a goal. On steep slopes, mountain goats can perform real miracles. It's hard to believe that they can hold on to the stones with their little hooves. Domestic goats also have a gene for mountain goats, so it's easier for them to do beautiful tricks on steep walls. In Thailand, a woman was almost bitten by a snake right near the door of the house, but everything ended well for all of them. This doe saw people while running across the road. It was so scary that it made a record high jump. This unsuspecting dog was trying to find something on the shore and did not notice the huge mouth that was approaching it from the water. The dog turned out to be very stupid, but lucky. It didn't notice the crocodile until the last moment. Fortunately, the dog saw it just in time to escape. Now we have a unique moment of the bear's attack on the domestic pig. In this case, the eyewitness managed to take only 2 photos. The cameraman reported that the bear was scared off, but the pig survived. In eastern Peru, macaws often gather on this side of the river to eat soil rich in minerals. Of course, many predators gather for such prey. One of them is the ocelot cat. It really likes to hunt these red-green parrots. I do not know what kind of micro-river it is in Indonesia, but there are thousands of crocodiles there. The boat has to slide right over the crests of these toothy predators, which scatter in different directions. How this is possible and what such a large number of reptiles eat is not clear, but I am sure that they have already eaten everything alive in the area. This mother duck brought its ducklings to the edge of the bridge and taught them to jump into the water. At first, the kids were afraid to jump from such a height, but then, one by one, they all successfully ended up in the water. And here is a very cunning lamb who is not going to walk. It's easier and more convenient for it to ride on its mother's back. The next moment was captured by a camera in Thailand. The man on the bike didn't even notice that a cobra was trying to attack him. When he stopped and saw that the snake was rushing in his direction, he immediately jumped off the bike. It's good that the cobra got scared and crawled away.